some more trees. This is a little cherry. What's happened is the growth is all shot up top, and so somehow I need to get it to back bud. I'm thinking in the spring a hard shot back, and then just push back budding as far as I can go. And this has that funky root system that came with it, which is nice. But yeah, it's, yeah, just letting it grow anyways. The transplanted this spring. Little lilac forest, a little bit of a disarray. It's getting lost in the sun. The willows, and the pines just getting tons of sun, and so all the moss is dying off. Nice. Here, that maple planted. You know, it's a little unsightly right now because you can see this section, but there's lots of leaves growing everywhere from its prune, so you can see that all of these are new ramifications. So it's actually back budding a lot. We're putting on, you know, second flush of growth. So it's going to look really good in a couple weeks when these are all expanded out. This is just a white container, just a cement one that I painted. Something different. It's a bit blaring. This here is a juniper I just did. So lots of dead wood, although I think when I take the wire, even when it dries, take the wire off, it's all going to come back. So we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, I have a video on this, so I'll post that today. Let's see, hemlock here. So I think maybe get into that angle where we want to get it at. This one, no, I haven't posted a video yet either. So this is another one that I did just a couple weeks ago. Brought it down, and yeah, it's got that one sort of branch. It's a bit horizontal right now, but I really want to insinuate movement. The apex is off to the right, and the apex is off to the right, and the lower branch is off to the right, and there's kind of this swoop to the tree. So, you know, I'm hoping it kind of moves to the right. And there's a piece of deadwood off the back that I'm not sure if I'm going to keep or just get rid of, but it's there for now. Little the rosemary. These I had gotten, this and the other one, and there was a third one for $5. This I haven't, the same thing I did with the last one, but I haven't sort of refined it. I can take off a lot of this stuff to get some more defined areas, but it's just growing great. It's ramifying up really nice. It's reminding me of a juniper in the way that it kind of grows. Here's another little cascade. This I had last year. I styled. I had a video up of it, and this is the second year. The bottom had actually broke, so I've grown out growing these two out. One of them will take over and become longer and become the bottom. So I'm letting those grow, but I kind of trimmed it back and regathered some shape. This is subalpine fir, showing all my videos. But, it's growing amazing. I just love this tree. But it does need some work. You do need to work on it. I think it's a bit cluttered. That's what I think it is. It needs some space so you can see more of it and get some refinement and some age in some of these. And some of them are starting to bifurcate nicely. But if I don't do something, I'll just end up with long branches and pads out here. So I'm going to have to push that back. Here is one of those hedge trees that I turned into a start of a bonsai. I'm gonna have a video on this. I'm not sure if it's gonna live. It was a drastic reduction of top. Some of these branches that have been in the shade actually are growing green tips. Some of the branches that are in the shade have been growing greener tips. These are getting a bit burned, so I think it can take and likes a lot of sun, but I'm not sure, so I've been watering it and sprinkling. This here is the hemlock. Kind of one of my first collected trees, and it's just filled in, pushed a lot of growth. And so it's nice. It's covering some of the inner branches that I want, and yeah, it's just little mugo pine. right beside it. This little juniper here, it's got that in the nursery last year and repotted it, same year I got it, and then I just gave it a little trim just this morning. Yeah, I like that one. Here's this one. This is a subalpine fir. It's got that huge trunk, and then it's kind of got a, you know, swirl and apex. It's almost two apexes coming up out of it. A couple willows. I wired these up in one of my videos before, but you can see they're shooting out another layer of growth. These all get wired down, but it's bigger. Same with this one. Bring all of these down as well. Start chopping that. Bring them all down. Start to create that willow look. Spruce. It's the wire is biting in a lot in this one, and then I have unwired and it just springs right back. So this is going to be a hard project because it's so young and vigorous and flexible to keep those branches down. So a lot of wiring and unwiring. Juniper, yeah, it's in this strange cement, I don't know what I was thinking project. And it kind of swoops down, so I don't know how I feel about that one. Kind of strange, but this is a little, I think, alder, a local alder. I have a video of me trimming that. It was way bigger down this spring, and this is what it's just pushed out. So tons of growth, and I'm really happy with the trunk. This pot has broken entirely. Cracked, and it's in two pieces, so luckily the roots are really in there. So I'll have to get that out next year, and it's got the goat in there, kind of gives it a size perspective. Little juniper, that was a $20 juniper. I have a video on this one. I'll post it. I got a lot of videos ready. This is a Shimpaku juniper, styled it last year. Lots of bends. So I've got wires still half off, some of it's still holding it. I need to do a refinement on that. That should happen in the next week or so. Teeny little spruce growing in the yard. The lawnmower hit it a couple of years, and so anyways, I just like that one. It's been kind of good. This is the Black Hills spruce that I bought at the nursery. It's the first one I did this year, and you can see it's just growing wild. I think this lower branch is dying. That's the thing, but yeah, it's doing its thing. I just have to let it get really strong now. Again, this is one of my early bonsais had with me. Super flat, two-dimensional, but it's got these roots that are slowly kind of growing out, so it's kind of something. Trembling aspen. I had to chop it. It was higher. I chopped it, wired this up to make the new apex. And a little larch, pretty small, but it's growing quite a bit. I chopped it and this is the second flush, so